Hi, my name's Mike, and I'm a line contractor who works for the local utility. I don't want to jeopardize my job, so I'm going to remain anonymous. I've been in this business 25 years. I've seen a fair bit of change within the industry, and I've seen a lot of younger apprentices and linemen on the job. The one thing I notice with the younger guys is that they're being taught safety first. Not so much like that when I started out. I was recently on the job with an apprentice who was using the Ampact gun for the first time. He didn't have a clue, hadn't had any training, and didn't appreciate that he was working with a loaded gun. I stepped in to give him some pointers before he injured himself or other workers around him, thinking, if this was my kid, I'd hope that someone with more experience would do the same. I had an Ampact manual in the back of the truck, a little worn, but I figured it'd do the job. It wasn't until I walked him through the steps that I realized not only how much there is to learn, but how many safety concerns there are around this tool. Take a look at this manual. There are 42 pages that you absolutely must know to use this tool. I was a bit surprised when I realized how many times the words danger came up. There are 38 instances of the word danger associated with this tool. Look here. This is the published meaning of the words danger and warning. Danger indicates an immediate hazardous situation which, if not avoided, will result in death or serious injury. Warning indicates a potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, could result in death or serious injury. Are you kidding me? Why are we still using a tool that right in its manual you're warned at least 28 times that you could lose a limb or be killed? Why when there are other non-black powder options out there? We're dealing with black powder and the possibility of the breech cap blowing off. By the way, there's a 25% misfire rate with this gun. We all know how much of a pain in the ass it is to change out a shell that misfired, especially if you're in tight. There's also the issue of noise and possible hearing loss after years of use. We should be wearing hearing protection every time we fire this tool, as the manual states that over 99 decibels are generated. OSHA states that 85 decibels is the maximum allowable exposure. Earmuffs always? Really? I've never seen anyone use the muffs when firing, and I don't think that I will, as it can cause other safety issues for us when we're operating the boom and communicating with other guys on our crew. Here's the bit on noise. Striking the gas release knob with a hammer will cause a noise. There is additional noise generated by the expansion of gases when firing the shell. A typical hammer strike only will cause approximately 90 decibels short duration noise. The addition of the largest yellow shell will cause the noise to be approximately 91 to 99 decibels short duration noise. Scan through these instructions. To start with, there are 4 different shells: red, white, blue, and yellow. Each color represents a different amount of charge. You need to ensure you use the right shell for the right connector. There are 4 different removal clips to take off the tool: red, white, blue, and yellow. You must use a different shell to remove the Ampact than you did to install. There are 4 different possible settings on the gun that you have to ensure you achieve before actuating. The consistency of the connection is dependent on the alignment of the color coding. If not aligned, you could have an improper connection. There are instructions on what to do when the shells jam, how to inspect crush rings, and what to do in rod damage scenarios, defective firing pins, and so on. I'll put the manual away for now. Check out this video I have running in the background. I've muted the sound. You can find it on YouTube by searching for TE Connectivity Ampact Easy Load Wedge Installation Tool Part 2 of 2. Check out how complicated this thing is. I won't play the entire video, it's over 10 minutes long.
To assemble the C-holder, install the 90-degree adapter to the wedge holder and attach it to the C-holder. Slip the C-member into the C-holder and tighten the eye bolt. Place the wide end of the wedge into the wedge holder with the wedge grooves oriented properly in relation to the through and tap wire. Tighten the wedge holder bolt.
So, to go back to the beginning, is there enough training offered to our apprentices on how to properly use this tool? I'm not aware of any formal training or even annual refresher training provided, and certainly no certification, no documentation for liability. Am I liable as a journeyman or foreman for my crew? The manufacturer states this tool should be inspected daily, but as is the case with a lot of our other equipment and PPE, is there a maintenance program in place? Is it trackable with an audit trail? Who's inspecting these to ensure that they're safe to use? What about the shells? Are they stored in explosive fireproof boxes when they're on the truck or in the warehouse? Are the workers in the warehouse handling these black powder charges trained to deal with explosives? I've seen skids of these shells. Boom! There is legislation around black powder storage, and as far as I know, no utilities are following these requirements. What happens in a fire? Who's liable in this case? What's the due diligence here? I have to wonder why the industry continues to support gunpowder. This tool came on the market 50 to 60 years ago when there was little focus on worker safety. Do you know that the tool has and continues to remain unchanged from the date it came on the market? We've been moving away from the Ramset and Hilti pin firing guns and have gone to shields, anchors, and epoxy type pins. So why are we still using a powder actuated tool? I figured in this day and age of PPE for everything, there had to be other options out there. So after searching the internet, I found other connectors that looked safer, easier to use, required little maintenance, and that have been used in the air for years. I've read that these connectors have the same or better connection capabilities with faster install on top of it. I hope this video makes it to the future linemen in this great industry and to the utility safety officers and managers before others experience the hearing issues I have, and people are injured or charges are laid. Do the research. Find a better solution. Thank you for listening.